News 3 starts now.
And we start with developing news tonight. A crash near I-15 and Washington leaves a semi scorched.
Let's get right up to Kelly Kern in Sky 3. What are you seeing and hearing?
Well, right now the cab of that tractor trailer is gone, and they're pulling all of the boxes out of the trailer. It looks like a lot of packages, possibly holiday packages. So here's what we're looking at. This is what's left of this semi-truck. Like I said, the cab is gone. We don't know about any injuries with this, so we'll try and find out more on that and get back to you. But the trailer is, for the most part, intact. You see a lot of burn damage to the front end of it, and then on the other side there is just a humongous pile of boxes. Like I said, I can't really tell what they are. Can't zoom in quite that close to read them, but if these are people's holiday packages, yeah, these might be delayed, that's for sure. They're actually cutting into the trailer now. You can see the firefighters there with the saw, the sparks that are flying there. They're opening this up so that they can ventilate it, they can get water on it, and make sure that this is totally put out. Now, as far as the traffic implications, this is blocking the right lanes of I-15 southbound here just past Washington. You can see traffic is only getting by one lane on the shoulder. It's a huge backup with this. I mean, we're talking all the way back to Craig at least, and the ramps that you would normally use from I-15 southbound to get onto 95 north or south, they're closed. So you're going to need to get off, if you can, Lake Mead. You can go down further and get onto 95 that way. If you can get off at Cheyenne or Craig, that's going to be even better. I would avoid this area probably for the next couple of hours. Yeah, that's how long this mess is going to take to clean up, especially because they've got to clean up all of these soaking wet boxes that are all over the road, guys.
A big mess. Hopefully everyone who was involved in that crash is okay. Kelly Kern with the latest there from Sky 3. Thank you. Our investigation now continues in a News 3 exclusive.
Yeah, our camera rolling on Friday to catch this that we've shown you before. That's security from Valley Hospital taking a patient across the street and then abandoning her in the sidewalk corner outside UMC, the local public hospital. Now, an attorney is talking about this video that's causing growing outrage in the community and also the legal ramifications.
Our Kristen Drummond has been following this and joins us here in studio with the latest.
Jim and Marie, a Valley Hospital spokesperson actually got back to me this afternoon. I am told that the hospital complied with all legal obligations in the treatment of this patient. The statement says in part, Valley Hospital had never and would never engage in patient dumping as alleged. That has not occurred in this situation. Valley Hospital has never been cited for a violation of EMTALA, and we comply with our obligations to screen and treat all patients who present to our ER in accordance with the law. But personal injury attorney Greg Drummond, no relation to me, spoke with me today about the situation. He calls it disturbing and a possible violation of the Emergency Medical Treatment and Active Labor Act, or EMTALA, as Valley Hospital had mentioned in their statement. It was established by Congress in 1986 to ensure public access to emergency services regardless of ability to pay. The law requires a patient to be stabilized before release. Valley Hospital says it's continuing to review and investigate what happened to enhance procedures and protocols. But on Friday, the hospital seemed to blame security by saying the guards are employed by a third party and will be immediately counseled. Well, Drummond says that's just not a strong enough excuse.
Do you see that as a legal argument?
Well, no, there's many areas in the law where there's duties that are what are called non-delegable duties. And what that means is even if you hire a third party to do something, you as the primary entity are responsible for what that third party does.
The security company is Star Protection Agency. I reached out to them again today. I was directed to email their chief operating officer, but still have not yet received a response. I've also reached out twice to the Nevada Hospital Association this week about this, but still no answer. Coming up at News 3 live at 6, though, reaction from the medical community and the ethics behind all of this. Reporting live in studio, I'm Kristen Drummond, News 3.
Kristen, we'll see you then. Thank you. A local man accused of robbing the Resorts World Casino is also accused of other casino robberies. Police say on November 9th, Zubayd Al-Jarmi passed a bag and a note to the cashier at the high limit cage, threatening to shoot them if they did not fill the bag with money. Police say he got away with about $6,000 in cash. Police arrested him on November 16th. He was previously arrested and convicted for robbing the Venetian casino cage in 2020.
Happening tonight, the LGBTQ Center of Southern Nevada will host a community vigil to honor the victims of the shooting at a nightclub in Colorado Springs. That'll run from 5:30 to 6:30 at the center, which is right near Maryland Parkway and Lewis Avenue. The event's open to everybody who wants to come, and we'll have continuing coverage tonight on News 3 Live at 6 o'clock. Mass shootings like the one in Colorado Springs can bring up traumatic memories for survivors here in our valley. The Vegas Strong Resiliency Center reminding any victims in our community who are triggered by this kind of thing that resources are available. If you or someone you know needs help, you can call the number that's going to come up on your screen. There it is, 702-455-2433.
More evidence. Las Vegas is truly a sports city. Today we learned we will host the 2028 Men's Final Four. Here's Sky 3 flying over Allegiant Stadium, where all the action will go down. Team coverage tonight of one of the biggest events on the sports calendar. We'll get to Brett Forrest in a bit on how this will impact us economically.
But first, let's start with sports director Brian Salmon, and it doesn't get any bigger than this, Brian.
Jim, Marie, wow is really all I have to say now. To hear you say that the NCAA tournament is coming to Las Vegas in 2028 makes me think immediately that legendary UNLV Running Rebels coach Jerry Tarkanian is smiling down from up above from hearing that news. Of course, Tark the Shark was the coach for UNLV when they were a perennial Final Four team and national champion back in 1990. Not only that, but to have those games played at the Death Star Allegiant Stadium here in Las Vegas will absolutely be a sight to behold. I caught up with Curtis Terry. He played on the last UNLV team to make it to the Sweet 16 of the NCAA tournament to get his thoughts on today's historic announcement.
To be able to wake up today and see that they awarded Las Vegas, I mean, the sports capital of the world, the entertainment mecca of the world, or whatever you want to call it, they awarded Las Vegas a Final Four for 2027, 2028. I mean, the fact that you can say that we're going to have a Final Four in Las Vegas at Allegiant Stadium, I mean, it's mind blowing. So I'm excited. I'm excited for not just for the Mountain West Conference, for UNLV, but for sure all basketball fans, all sporting fans in Las Vegas, because we've seen what professional sports and college sports can provide to the city that we live in, and it's just going to accentuate. It's going to accentuate Las Vegas to a whole other level.
Now, for old timers that remember, the NCAA tournament was not fond of Vegas with gambling, or even UNLV for that matter. To come full circle is really monumental, especially for the sports books that are here in Las Vegas as well. Jim, Marie? Yeah,
underscoring the W of wow. What do you think, what has changed the reputation that now it seems like Vegas is the city to be in to have your sports event?
Really, the big thing I think that changed it, we get back to the Golden Knights.
Yeah.
Like the fact that, I mean, we brought a professional team here, the support that all the Vegas-born fans showed, I think that reverberated nationally, internationally, so everyone wants to come here, and also
a little bit of money.
Yeah. A little cash.
Yeah, right. No, you're right. The night showed the world that it could work here. Brian, thank you. And no love lost between Tark and the NC2A, as he's pointing out. We continue our team coverage now with Brett Forrest, who joins us live.
So, Brett, this is really one of the marquee events in the sports world.
Yeah, Jim, Marie, good evening. That's right. Speaking with the Convention and Visitors Authority today, they tell me there's really 4 sporting events in the U.S. and really the world for that matter that they want here in Las Vegas. That's Formula One, the Super Bowl, College Football Championship game, and Final Four. Well, after today's announcement, we have 3 of those on the horizon, and they tell me it's only a matter of time until college football's big game comes here as well.
These marquee events are followed domestically and internationally by just hundreds of millions of people. And to have that spotlight on Las Vegas that week is probably worth more than the economic impact itself.
But that economic impact is nothing to scoff at. Hill says the money they can generate gets hard to wrap your head around in the couple of $100 million range, adding how the money coming in from these events generates 5,000 permanent jobs, for example. And speaking of money, March Madness often considered the biggest sporting weekend in Las Vegas outside of the Super Bowl. But with the end of the basketball tournament here, that could mean continued revenue throughout March Madness like sportsbooks have not seen.
March Madness is a very unique event because usually it's more popular at the beginning of it than the end of it, but this will change everything. Because it's held in this city, that last weekend will be huge. And again, everybody will benefit, not just the gaming industry, but our entire hospitality family.
Now, I also asked Steve Hill with the Visitors Authority, this will be our first Final Four, but will it be our last? And he just laughed because he says he cannot imagine any of these major sporting events will not want to return to Las Vegas after they see what the city has to offer. Now, coming up on News 3 Live at 6, I will have a report on just how quickly Vegas has moved up in the ranks of hosting these major tournaments, kind of along the lines of what you guys were just saying before coming to me. But I'm Brett Forrest reporting live at Allegiant Stadium, News 3.
Can't just come to Vegas one time, right? All right, Brett, thanks. Not too far away from where he's standing. There you go. Allegiant Stadium, a live look here. Raiders right now giving away free Thanksgiving meal boxes to families in need. The team's offensive line and 3 Square Food Bank will distribute those meals. Those who need food can visit the drive-through site in parking lot G, right there at the stadium. You should enter at Gate 9 from Dean Martin Drive. The event goes until 7:30 p.m.
Still ahead here tonight, deadline extended. If you have a student loan balance, you're going to want to hear what President Biden announced just today.
All right, keep those coats handy. We're dropping down into the 30s and 40s again. Our next weather maker right now moving through the Pacific Northwest that has already prompted a wind advisory for parts of southern Nevada and the region. I'll time that out and what to expect for Thanksgiving Day, plus your holiday weekend forecast. That's coming up next.
Sunday night is football night on NBC, and News 3 and Casablanca want you to get into the game. Watch Celebrity Pick and win. News3LV.com for details. Governor-elect Lombardo promises school choice, new at 6, what it is and how it could affect education in Nevada. Plus, inflation continues to find ways to impact your wallet. How much a Christmas tree will set you back this year. News 3 Live at 6.
News 3 and Czech City are teaming up to support the Shade Tree, but we need your help. Donate to the Shade Tree at any local Czech City, and they will match all donations dollar for dollar. Donate to the Shade Tree today. Visit czechcity.com for a location near you.
It's time for a new shower, but you don't want the hassle. You just want it done. Rebath, from start to stunning. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,250 off your complete bathroom remodel.
Confidence is all about attitude. And the right Medicare Advantage plan. Life is easier when you know you'll always be taken care of. That's why I choose Select Health. Their Medicare Advantage plan has a 5-star rating and in many cases, $0 premiums. And with Select Health's best-in-class customer service, I've got the confidence that I'll always have everything I need.
It's never a good time when your garage door breaks, but when it does, it's time to call Precision. The service call is free with any repair, and we pay the taxes. You may not know much about garage doors, but you know when you need a new one. It's time to call Precision Door Service. 2-car garage, $200 off. 1-car garage, $100 off. Whether you need your garage door fixed or replaced, call Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
It's time for a new shower, but you don't want the hassle. You just want it done. Rebath, from start to stunning. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,250 off your complete bathroom remodel.
Closed captioning in Spanish, sponsored by attorney Adam Kuttner. Injured? Call the law offices of Adam S. Kuttner for a free consultation. 382-0000.
President Biden is planning to extend the pause on student loan repayments.
It comes amid a legal battle that we've been telling you about, different courts weighing in on the administration's student debt forgiveness plan. The pause was scheduled to expire, the pause on payments that started during the pandemic. That was going to expire at the end of December. That date was set before President Biden's debt cancellation plan was put on hold in the federal courts. The program is designed to deliver up to $20,000 of debt relief for millions of borrowers Conservatives accuse the president of overstepping his authority on this one. There are growing calls from the private sector for Congress to step in and prevent a rail worker strike.
Well, this comes after a fourth union voted to reject a tentative agreement brokered with help from the Biden administration. National correspondent Atra Elishar explains.
Transport of about 30% of America's freight could come to a sudden stop for the first time in 30 years. A recipe for disaster for an economy still recovering from supply chain disruptions.
It's urgent that we get something done. A strike would be catastrophic for the U.S. economy.
The National Retail Federation among the groups calling on Congress to intervene in order to prevent what would be a massive blow to the economy during the holidays. According to the American Association of Railroads, a nationwide rail shutdown would cost the economy about $2 billion per day. Few industries would be spared. Grocery stores could see shortages of packaged food, much like during the pandemic. New cars could take even longer to produce. But what could affect the most people is if shipments of chemicals are shut down.
Hundreds of thousands of manufacturers in this country rely upon us for raw materials to make finished goods.
The American Chemistry Council also calling on Congress to intervene. They argue a rail shutdown could push the U.S. economy into recession.
A month-long strike would cause the loss of 700,000 jobs and drain $160 billion out of our economy.
Congress would need to step in quickly. A strike could occur as soon as December 5th, and all 12 unions involved have agreed to respect each other's picket lines. But here on Capitol Hill, we're not seeing a clear plan emerge.
I don't know what the role of Congress should be here.
Congressman Jamie Raskin tells us it's notable the workers' demands are about quality of life, time off, not pay. No one wants a strike. One union president tells us avoiding one won't solve all the industry's problems.
They're still going to have trouble hiring if we don't collectively turn these into more attractive jobs, and in the end, I think, impact the supply chain negatively if we don't accomplish that.
Immediate and long-term issues bound to impact just about everyone. In Washington, I'm Atra Elishar reporting.
Nevada's newest unemployment numbers show a slight increase in the amount of people out of work compared to last month. The unemployment rate for October at 4.6%. That is an entire percentage point lower than this time last year, as we were still recovering from the shutdown and the pandemic. But in Las Vegas, unemployment is hovering under 6%.
A new report from UNLV shows Southern Nevada is heading for a mild economic slowdown over the next year, but no sign of a recession just yet. Since the beginning of the recovery from the pandemic recession, Nevada has seen 2 quick expansions, followed by 2 longer pauses or slight declines. It is predicting slight drops in visitor volume and gross gaming revenue next year, but unemployment is expected to remain steady. Major events like Formula One and the Super Bowl also expected to soften the impact of a downturn.
Well, it's a very popular spot to come this week for Thanksgiving because it's nice out there.
Oh, yeah, the weather pretty much perfect when you talk about what other people may be dealing with around the country.
Yeah, 63 degrees here, guys. Today, that's only 2 degrees warmer, but I'll tell you what, it felt like it was 5 or 6 degrees warmer than yesterday. The big reason, we didn't have a whole lot of wind to deal with, so it felt that much better. And let's get a gorgeous live look from our Black Mountain camera. And we typically, when we have these cold nights and a stagnant air mass, meaning no wind, you may have noticed that layer of haze out there. So we had that to deal with, but it wasn't enough to issue any air quality alert. But a gorgeous time lapse. And I'll tell you what, it's been 2 weeks since we had all that snow up there in the Spring Mountains, and the snowpack is really holding on. You can see in the bottom of the screen there, a little bit of that haze. And don't forget, with the cold nights, a lot of folks burning the fireplaces. And when you don't have anything to move that layer of haze or smoke out, it kind of sits over the valley. Better news tomorrow and Thanksgiving, we'll start to bring in some wind, but nothing we can't handle. I think the most we're going to see on Thanksgiving is some wind gusts around 20 or 25. Pollen count, meaning mold, trees, and weeds were down low. Grass was absent, and just looked at the latest air quality conditions right now. All is good. 39 degrees. That was our morning low this morning officially at the airport. Cold spot. Wow, close to freezing. 34 at Sunrise, Spring Valley at 38. Anthem right there as well. Aliante at 39. That's already 6 nights in the 30s this November.
We didn't have anything colder than 41 degrees last November. What a difference a year makes. And we got close to normal today at 63. Nellis flirted with 70 for a high across the valley there at 68. So scattered clouds, again, just kind of on the move. We've got that flow off the Pacific. Here's that Pacific cold front that's moving into portions of Oregon and Washington. Center of energy, and we talked about this the last couple of days as high pressure breaks down, is going to remain across the northern Rockies. We get the tail end of this front to come in early on Thanksgiving Day. Temperatures will go backwards only by a couple of degrees here Thursday into Friday before high pressure settles in just in time for the upcoming weekend. And then we're talking about a pretty good and significant pattern change next week. So if you map out the Futurecast radar, not looking at a blockbuster snowstorm in the Rockies, maybe a few inches here in parts of Wyoming and Colorado. This is late Sunday, and we have our next storm system. What's going to change is the jet stream track more southerly. That will bring much, much better rain chances late next Monday night, Tuesday, and possibly several inches of snow. This is still almost a week out, but the models have been very consistent. What I'm seeing here, very reminiscent or reminds me of the Election Day storm we had 2 weeks ago. We'll keep you updated there. There are the wind advisories for the Colorado River Valley and then back into eastern San Bernardino County. That's 8 o'clock tomorrow night through 6 p.m. on Thanksgiving evening. 20 to 30 mile an hour winds out of the north with some gusts in those areas up around 45. Right now, clear and calm with the wind. It's a nice crisp night out there once again. We're sitting at 58 officially right now at Harry Reid. We've got 51 in Pahrump and Boulder City. A little chilly, but not too bad. 36 Mount Charleston. We've got 53 in Sandy Valley. Likewise up in Mesquite. 50 in Mountain Springs, so most of the valley right now still in the mid-50s to around 60 degrees. Forecast low tonight is 41. I still think some upper 30s will be mixed in across the valley. And how about this for a recovery? Bring it, mid-60s, maybe in a few spots out there. Maybe Nellis and areas up near the Valley of Fire may get close to 70 for a high tomorrow. It's been a while. 25 tonight in Tonopah. That'll be one of the cold spots, but generally 30s and 40s tonight. 65 degrees. To put that into perspective tomorrow, guys, that is the warmest high temperature since November 8th. And it ain't that warm, but we'll take it. Breezy, slightly cooler, a few clouds on Thanksgiving, 63. So be a normal Thanksgiving. And then as we get towards the weekend, talked about this last night, we'll be slightly above average. Still looking for a big change in the forecast next Monday night, Tuesday, with a pretty good chance at this point for some valley rain and mountain snow, which would be a nice way to close out November.
That would be nice.
Cannot believe we are done with November.
Right?
Just about.
Goes quickly this time of year.
It certainly does.
All right, Bill, thanks.
You're welcome.
We'll be right back.
Right now, we look at whether Black Friday and Cyber Monday are still the best opportunities to save and on what. Also, our look at a major corporate landlord and complains it is quick to evict its mostly low-income tenants when we join our viewers in the West for Nightly News.
Nothing that kid is telling me is true. Call Child Protective Services.
Can we talk?
Don't do this.
You said you'd help us, you lied!
If you don't let us in there, your sister is going to die.
This Thanksgiving, NBC and Peacock are serving up something for everyone. The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, the National Dog Show, and the Patriots-Vikings Nightcap. Touchdown! It's all Thanksgiving Day on NBC and Peacock.
Good news, Kelly. You want to come to the office or do this remote? Okay, remote it is.
Congratulations. You won.
Yes!
The Richard Harris Law Firm. No one knows Nevada like we do.
Confidence can take you to new places, where roads become a personal opportunity to experience the beauty of what's ahead, no matter what destination you choose next. Explore confidently in the Genesis GV80. During the Genesis year-end event, receive a $1,000 holiday bonus only at Genesis of Las Vegas.
This is how it feels to do more
with less asthma, thanks to Dupixent. Dupixent is not for sudden breathing problems. It's an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma and can help improve lung function for better breathing in as little as 2 weeks. Dupixent helps prevent asthma attacks and can even reduce or eliminate oral steroids. Imagine that. Dupixent can cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Get help right away if you have rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Who knows what you can do when you do more with less asthma? Ask your asthma specialist about Dupixent.
Don't wear yourself out going store to store this Black Friday. With 5 stores in one at RC Willey, we've got amazing deals on everything you could possibly want.
Right now, you'll find Black Friday savings in every department. Save on sofas and sectionals, including leather. Hurry in for holiday savings on recliners and reclining sofas and sectionals. Take advantage of incredible savings on dining sets, bedroom sets, mattresses, and more. Holiday gifts are in stock now. Save store-wide during the Black Friday sale at RC Willey.
I'd like to thank our sponsor, Liberty Mutual. They customize your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. Contestants ready? Go! Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
From new drugs on the street to domestic issues on the rise, News 3 takes you beyond the yellow tape with Operation Crime and Justice. Wednesdays and Fridays at 6, only on News 3.
Now that we know who won the election, there will be some new faces coming into office. And coming up on News 3 Live at 6, our Crisis in the Classroom team is looking into Governor-elect Joe Lombardo's push in one area of local schools that's a really hot topic among parents you'll want to know about.
So we'll have that at 6 o'clock. In the meantime, thanks so much for joining us here on News 3 Live at 5.
Nightly News is up next, and we'll look for you back here at 6.
Closed captioning in Spanish, sponsored by attorney Adam Kuttner. Injured? Call the law offices of Adam S. Kuttner for a free consultation. 382-0000.
Ghetto. G-O-E-T-T-L.
When your plumbing needs attention,
when your plumbing needs attention,
call Gettle.
Call Gettle.
We'll open that clogged drain.
We'll open that clogged drain
for just $80.
For just $80.
Gettle. We do things the right way, not the easy way.
I'm Paul Powell. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. At the end of your injury case, the lawyer can take more money than you. Greedy? I promise never to do that. If you've been hurt in an accident, call me. I can help. Paul Powell. More lawyer, less fee.
Type 2 diabetes? Discover the power of 3 in the Ozempic Tri-Zone.
In my Ozempic Tri-Zone, I lowered my A1C, CV risk, and lost some weight.
Ozempic provides powerful A1C reduction. In studies, the majority of people reached an A1C under 7 and maintained it. Ozempic lowers the risk of major cardiovascular events, such as stroke, heart attack, or death in adults also with known heart disease. And you may lose weight. Adults lost up to 14 pounds. Ozempic isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. Don't share needles or pens or reuse needles. Don't take Ozempic if you or your family ever had medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrineoplasia syndrome type 2 or if allergic to it. Stop Ozempic and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or an allergic reaction. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Gallbladder problems may occur. Tell your provider about vision problems or changes. Taking Ozempic with a sulfonylurea or insulin may increase low blood sugar risk. Side effects like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea may lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
Join the millions already taking Ozempic. Ask your healthcare provider about the Ozempic Tri-Zone.
You may pay as little as $25 for a 3-month prescription.
Research shows people remember commercials with nostalgia. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance, here's one that'll really take you back.
It's customized home insurance from Liberty Mutual.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
When accidents you didn't think would happen, call the Richard Harris Law Firm, just in case.
Watch the Liberty Pick and Win Fridays on News 3 Today. News3LV.com for details.
Light, darkness, and from the space between them, magic was born.